Hello and welcome to my first ever webinar entitled How to Start Your Property Journey with Little Funds. Thank you so much for joining in. And I'm called Dr. Julian Businge. I am a mentor and coach specializing in serviced accommodation, commonly known as Airbnb. So let's dig in and see how can you start your property journey. How to start your property journey with little or no funds. So I'll start by first of all introducing myself. How did I come to be where I am and what it is that I'm doing? I've already tried to explain myself, but just a little bit of more background. I'm born and raised in Uganda. I'm a mother and a wife, a founder of Peace Property Education. Some of you have seen it on online, specializing in serviced accommodation. I and my husband operate serviced apartments in Luton, and we started this in 2016. When I lost my job, I decided with my husband that I was not going to return back to that job, but I was just going to concentrate on serving others through apartments. And today I choose to help other women find their path and get financial freedom, just like I did. So what are the different ways of investing in property, or even not just property, even using serviced accommodation as a model? Serviced accommodation is, I'll get to that, but let me start with the different types of SA model, serviced accommodation, but generally different types of investing in property. We have a very popular one, if you don't have any money, called rent-to-rent serviced accommodation. You can rent other people's properties and use them as Airbnbs or short-term rentals, or corporates. It's professionally called providing short-term lets for corporates. So just like if you get companies that are looking for short-term accommodation, then you can use this strategy. We have buy-to-let. If you're someone who has saved some money, you're ready to invest, you can buy your property. It can be 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, it doesn't matter the size. It's called buy to let. You buy it and then let it out for others to live in. We also have HMOs. It's defined as house of multiple occupation. And if you're to use the SA model, which is the serviced accommodation model, is you rent out each room separately online. And we also have leasing. If you've heard of leasing, it's also a property model whereby someone might be relocating to a different country, but they are not yet ready to sell their property. And so they can give you this house of theirs for maybe 3 years or 4 years, and you can take care of their mortgage. So you pay off the mortgage every month, but you run the day-to-day activities that are involved in a serviced accommodation model. Do we have any questions? Grace, any questions so far? So, and we have, how do you start? How do you start? That's the big question. First of all, you have to look inside yourself and determine, what is it that I have? Do I have the skills? Do I have the experience? Do I have knowledge? Do I have the money in my bank accounts? This is tangible resources, what it is that you own. You may be already a property owner. You live in a big house and you don't know what to do with the other extra rooms. As a matter of fact, this is where we started, me and my husband. We lived in a house and we had an extra room that was never used. So we put it on Airbnb. And to be honest, this room, that one room in our house that we were using as a business, turned out to be the best thing that could happen to us. It was paying off the mortgage, and we still had enough left to do something that we wanted. Could be maybe finding children activities, those extra after school activities, doing something. But actually we decided to invest in knowledge, went out and started studying about properties, and realized that actually we were on the right track. We never knew that putting our room on Airbnb would be classified as serviced accommodation, actually. So we decided to specialize in serviced accommodation because we were already doing it. We knew what it meant for a guest to leave you a review. We knew where to get the guests. So we just specialized in that and took on other properties on a rent-to-rent basis. So it could be what skill for you to start. Look at what you have already, and this will help you determine how you can invest if you want to buy the house or to lease, depending. But all those strategies start by knowing what it is you already have. So what is serviced accommodation, or what is serviced apartments? These are fully furnished apartments which are made available to guests for short and long-term stays. They include various amenities like housekeeping and different services. So a serviced apartment is just like a hotel, the way you go to a hotel and find everything set up. But the only difference is that with a serviced apartment, it's usually most of the things that you would find in your own house, like a microwave. You'd find a small fridge in a serviced apartment. You have a microwave, so there are cooking facilities, saucepans and cups and plates. So you just come ready to settle in. You don't have to be buying expensive food. You can literally come and make yourself comfortable in a serviced accommodation, because most of the facilities that you find in a hotel are there, and even more. Washing machines, all those kinds of services are there. So how to start on your property journey? First, after looking at the skills and everything you have, where do you fit? Then you can now decide. You might be having lots of friends who have good jobs. You know that your network is equal to your net worth. So you may be having friends who have good credit scores, who have some money or an inheritance, and they don't know what to do with it. So if you have the knowledge of how to run a serviced apartment, then that's where you come in and, joint venture and share the profits and start a business together. You can borrow a deposit from the bank, or you can use a credit card, or you can even borrow from a friend, just like I said about your network, your network. So you can borrow from your friend, or a relative or from a credit card and start off your business. So you don't need really so much money to start on your property journey. You can start from anywhere. You just need to be determined. So also you can start a property business like deal sourcing. This is whereby you find properties for the investors who don't have time to go around looking and inspecting houses. You go and find those houses on auction. You go and find those houses that are distressed. They call them distressed properties, like they are just run down. You go have a look at them, identify the location, identify the prices, take photos, collect as much information, and then sell this as a package to the investors. There are lots of investors who have money and they just rely on deal sources to invest in different locations. You could start in construction, helping those that are constructing or developing. You develop your skill and your knowledge by doing what the others are already doing, helping in the construction site. You can do inspections. You can join the estate agencies and take people for viewing. You can take people for viewing. In that way, you're learning all the ins and outs of property, and you're also collecting some money on the side. You're gaining knowledge, you're gaining some capital for you to start on your property journey. You can be a photographer. In this serviced accommodation business, we rely a lot on photographers to take good pictures that we can show online. So you can also be you can develop a software, you can be a project manager. It's so endless. There are so many things that you can do while you're waiting to raise that capital or that finance for you to start on your journey. Also, you can rent rooms in your home. Like I said, if you have a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, no matter how big, you can start from renting other people's room. I mean, you can rent rooms in your own house, and that will help you raise the capital that you need for you to be able to start investing in other properties, whether buying or rent to rent or leasing. It can even be leasing, because if someone has a mortgage coming up and they are traveling, they may require you to have a down payment, which you might have to pay. So different ways of raising finance. Like we said, we've talked about them, some of them on the previous slide. But these are some others that you can use. Get a micro loan, maybe using your salary. You can use a micro loan, and you can raise money from your family and friends. You can attract an angel investor. This is done by, if you have knowledge and understanding in what it is you want to do, and you write a proposal, there are angel investors always waiting and are ready to invest if they see that you have a good plan. Using a credit card, you can get a bank loan. The list is endless. So common mistakes people make with serviced accommodation. Serviced accommodation is a very easy and straightforward property strategy and very, very lucrative. But you must know what it is you're going to do. Do not start without knowledge and education. First, find out what it is, or at least start small. Start from your own room if you have an extra room, whereby you know that even if I fail, I'm not risking anything. So one of the common mistakes people do is lack of research and not checking the location for demand. You can just buy a property or just rent. Someone is saying, oh, I have a property here and it's deep down in the village. You haven't researched to see the demand, which kind of people can live in this house or with this area. You just go ahead and say, oh, I found a house, or I found a landlord who is willing to rent me the house or to sell me, and you just buy. And you find out that it's not good enough for the business, it's not good enough for serviced accommodation. Lack of systems to make work more easier. You find that as a small startup business, you want to do everything and you don't create systems for your business. You are the bookkeeper, you are the person receiving guests, checking them in, you are the person taking cash payments, you are doing everything, you're the cleaner, you are doing literally everything in your business, and this doesn't help you to scale up because you're tied down, you're too busy in so many things. So this ties your income or your revenue, the time you spend cleaning and the time you're doing all these little things doesn't give you time and space to start planning on how can I get the next property, how can I wow my guests when they come in, where can I get the cheapest the cheapest products. You know, you just go on and buy things from Tesco, an expensive place that will be eating on your profits. And so you need a system. Lack of a team. I've just been talking about people doing everything literally by themselves. In this business, you need a team. You cannot do everything by yourself. Poor setup. This comes down to lack of knowledge. The way you take your pictures, your interior design, all that matters, you know, in your serviced accommodation business. Also, some people don't prepare for the bad seasons. When they are getting some income in, they are getting excited, you know, they just consume all the money. They don't put aside some money for bad seasons. So I hope we are together so far. And these are some of the services I offer. I offer mentoring and coaching. If you want me to help you start your business in serviced accommodation, I am happy to do this. I have monthly masterminds where we meet together and online and discuss what are some of the challenges you're facing. And also another service I provide is on-patch visit. If you want me to visit your area to come and see, is it a place that you can start your business, or how can you set up, how can you take nice photos, how can you, lots of things, but you want me to hold your hand and come on your patch where you want to do your business, I am happy to do that. So we also have an upcoming event called Wealth Building Strategies. I have just given you a piece of the pie. There is still a lot more information that I would love to share with you. I would love you to learn. This is not enough for you to get started, but I will tell you a lot of other things in this event. So get yourself ready on the 24th of November from 2 p.m. to 4 o'clock. We will have serviced accommodation and book writing as well. These are some of the strategies that have helped us to, get some income, and would love to share them. So that's the end of my presentation. I now invite any questions. Yes, Grace, I do. On Patch, if you want me to come and visit, I am so happy to come and visit and advise you. Right. That brings us to the end of our webinar. Thank you so much for connecting. I hope that you have enjoyed it.